Hey, everybody. You're listening to Crystal here with the Plant Pusher podcast. And what's really, really exciting is that we're here with you to always talk about all things plants, colors, textures, shapes, their impacts on your life. I love working with plants. I love introducing you to new plants. And here at Plant Pusher, that's what I do. I push you straight to the plants. Hey, it's your favorite plant pusher, Crystal. I'm back with you today, and I'm so excited because I love roots, okay? Not just the music, not just the band. I love roots, deeply rooted things. And today on Plant Pusher, we're talking about deeply rooted, all things. So I want to go see beautiful, beautiful trees in California. That's one of the things on my bucket list, because those trees are just centuries old and their roots are huge. And I love when things have big, beautiful, huge roots, like the trees also in the Amazon, that their roots spread out and fan out and they grow very tall and they become a natural environment or habitat for people to hide in or sleep in for shelter. So I love things that have really deep roots. But then I've learned to love the shallow roots. So I want to talk to you about some other really cool, deeply rooted plants and vegetables. Things like, beets and potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots. Okay, because a lot of things that you love are deeply rooted in the soil. So I think that it's important we talk about that, because there's deeply rooted plants. There's also shallow plants, things like aloe that have really huge, beautiful leaves filled with a substance that's good for your body and your skin. But the reality is aloe plants don't root very deep at all. Okay? So if you ever knock one down and it falls out and you think you killed it, trust me, you didn't. Just pop it back in there, put a little rock, near the root to help weight it down, and enjoy. It's pretty simple. I love a good aloe plant, okay? So that's a shallow one, but it's deep. And some of you guys are a little like your plants. Some are deeper, some are more shallow, some are just here for fun in the sun, some are here for vacation, okay? We only wearing these flowers for a couple days and then peace out, okay? So some of you guys are a lot like these plants, okay? A lot like these flowers. You're definitely, one that has many faces. So I love that. All right. So back to these deeply rooted plants. So the first time I grew a potato, I thought I killed it. And I was like, oh no. And I did not do anything fancy. Let me not lie to you. I literally took a potato and I dropped it in the ground. And I dropped a bunch of potatoes in the ground. And so I had rows and rows of white potatoes. And then I also decided to slice my sweet potatoes and drop them in the ground as well so they could root as well. And what happened from there, might you ask? I harvested potatoes, a crap ton of them. And they just kept going. So they're pretty deep in the ground, but it was also so much fun growing potatoes because it was like simple. I kept the ground moist and it got hot and we all lived happily ever after. But it took a really long time. So your root vegetables oftentimes take longer to complete their growth cycle, but they kept giving. Like I swear that particular year, I was harvesting potatoes well into November, almost December. Y'all had everything you needed for your holiday meals at my table if it was a potato or onion, because I had enough to share. But I really, really did enjoy growing them. I enjoyed growing white potatoes because I didn't realize how much they could branch out and make other smaller versions of potatoes over time. But then my sweet potatoes, they got massive. And I do mean massive. Like it was almost as big as my arm multiple times over. Like I was growing huge sweet potatoes. So that was really, really fun. And I love to eat them. I love making them into desserts and things like that. So that was really exciting. For my first time growing rooted vegetables, it was probably about 5 or 6 years ago. And since then, I pick which ones I want to grow and when and where. I love things like turmeric. Outside of turmeric, I also love ginger. I take both daily, okay? I like them in drinks. I love them on salads. I love ingesting them because I love the benefits of both those plants. So for turmeric, as you guys know, it's been known as to be anti-inflammatory. So any inflammation in the body, swelling, an ache or a pain, a joint, then you have ginger comes in with a 1-2 punch. Kapow! It's fighting back. What's awesome about ginger is that not only is it good for your immune system, it's good for digestive health. It also is good at absorbing. So anytime you're eating these root vegetables that are high in fiber, they're really beneficial to your well-being. And so for me, I take both of those daily. Growing it is a lot of fun as well. And then, of course, there's the harvest, and after you harvest and drying them and so forth. So I just love a good root vegetable. Also, carrots. Now, listen, I almost broke up with carrots the first year. Not a Karen, but a carrot, okay? Carrots, they were giving me the blues. I kept burying them too deep when planting, and every time I thought I got it right, I would mess it up. But one year I was successful. They were mini carrots, but they were super cute, and I was proud, okay? Like a 4-year-old. I held it up to my face, and I was very, very proud. So every year you learn something new. You learn what partners well with other things. And so for my deeply rooted veggies, those are some that I've really, really enjoyed. But I also try to sneak veggies into things that I'm eating. So whether it's eggplant, I sneak carrots into lasagna. I sneak bell peppers into lasagna. I'll sneak a vegetable or a fruit in on you anywhere I can. It'll be in your drink, you name it. So anytime you're doing anything with me, just be aware, because it's coming. I'm going to put these roots on you. These vegetables and these plants, they're here to stay. They're just for you, right? So that's a big thing that I always do. So even outside of that, I always encourage people to consider plant companions. There are some things that grow really, really well together. Like, for example, cucumbers and tomatoes can oftentimes be grown near each other, or marigolds can be grown near cucumbers. I love growing things that companion really, really well. I like the benefits. It's like creating your own little food forest. You have your things that grow taller, some that grow mid-range, and others that grow deeply in the soil, or they're your ground covering. And whether that is microgreens or whether that are things like strawberries, those things are excellent to grow. So when you think about being deeply rooted, think about taking time for yourself, relaxing, and enjoying having your well-being outdoors. Your feet are in this dirt, you're walking around, and even if you have shoes on, just being in the sun, letting the wind blow, harvesting corn or whatever you choose to grow, really, really is good for your soul. Because as people, we're deeply rooted in our own experiences, and we have to work really hard at giving ourselves different experiences. And that's what I really love about, working with plants every day. So I would tell you that if I had to take one or two away today and encourage you to take those into your diet daily, it'd probably be turmeric and ginger. Like, they're the main green. I have another friend of mine that swears by beets. They drink beet juice every single day. Okay. I like it, but I've got to have beet juice blended into something else. But people every day are including these plants on their journey. And so I want you to remember why plants grow so well in general, whether that's being in a drought or being in a stream. Plants are here for us. And so as we reconnect to life, and we can reconnect to those that we care so much about, it's remembering how much plants are a part of that process, whether it's in birth, whether it's in the transition of life into death, whether it's in a celebration at your job, it's your birthday, or somebody takes you on a vacation. It's the little things that you enjoy. And a lot of those things really come steeped deeply in plants. So the next time you think about you and keeping yourself grounded and rooted, please think about how you can be more deeply rooted like those plants. Listen, there have been times in life, guys, where I've been like that elephant ear plant I was telling you about, okay? Just looking just as scrunched up and exhausted as the whole entire root system of the elephant ears. But I'll tell you that elephant ear plants, once you put them in the ground, they bring themselves back annually. And where you thought there was a drought and there is no life, when water really begins to nurture the soil where they are from the previous years, they sprout up and they become huge. I mean, they can become over 6 feet tall. So they're beautiful, but you couldn't judge a book by its cover, because when you got that root system, because it was deeply rooted, you didn't realize how much it was going to branch out and expand into beauty and greatness. And that's a lot how our lives go, because you know what? We're deeply rooted in our experiences. So let's expand what we're doing. And let's embrace plants that really remind us a lot of ourselves and those we love, and maybe even some new friends we need to make, because that's the beauty of loving plants. So it's been a pleasure sharing this with you today. I hope you take some time out to deeply root yourself in something beautiful. Let me know what plants you enjoy. What are your favorite root vegetables and which ways you like to work with them? And send me some cool ones like jicama. Like, I really, really love plants. So send me something great. And it can be a basic plant or it can be an exotic plant, because some of y'all are out here doing exotic things, these plants. And honey, some of these plants are going for $15,000 a piece. I need to really know how to get my hands on one of those because I need one. Okay? So it's just me, your plant pusher, encouraging you with the beauty from plants. I cannot wait to connect with you again. And the plants do the hard work. Stay tuned. This show, Plant Pusher Podcast, is brought to you by Possibilities Podcast Platform. We appreciate you listening. Stay tuned. Your favorite episode is up next.